Hello, Mechwarriors. Today we're doing a review after the patch of the ATM system on the Rainbow Crow, and I did a patch review before, which was on 4.18 before the patch, and here we are way after the patch doing a test as well. Today is the 16th of May 2026. And honestly, I didn't really see that big of a difference in the ATM 3s as far as their firepower rating. Now, the ammo capacity on the Rainbow Crow change was drastic. It was huge. The original ammo capacity was given at 1,004 missiles for 4 tons of ammo, which was a really good number, honestly. And for 4 tons of ammo, Albi really went out on this one. By the way, if you don't know, Albaris came up with this build design. He is the inventor. He patched together, doing what he does. He just knows how to find things and make just really weird builds out of them. And my wife, Ginger Steele, does the same thing. Things that I would never think of, things that nobody else has ever thought of. And these two people seem to do it really well. So Albaris's build took together a hodgepodge of components from different Ice Ferrets and put them all together and made it into a viable, deadly build on the battlefield. And what I mean by deadly is on one match at Alpine Peaks, I had a piranha coming after me and I had a shadow cat coming after me, and both of them ended up as hashtags. And of course the piranha got a teabagging session from me, where I turned my mech on and off over him and teabagged him, just to add insult to injury as well. But yeah, so this build was really wonderful before the patch, and honestly, with the exceptions of the ammo, nothing's really changed. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to show you in this build review. So first of all, let's go ahead and take a look at this mech in the mech lab. And by the way, yeah, I invite people to chase me. Look at this. It says Icebox on the back. Big, bright letters. Yeah, come and chase me. It's going to be your end. You're going to find out why this is called the pain bow. So here we are in the mech lab. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have the clan ECM, and we have 4 tons of ammo. Now, in order to get the 4 tons of ammo and this build to work, you do have to strip a lot out of the mech, but trust me, it's going to work out for you. You want to keep as much armor you can in the center torso and the legs, and then you have to strip ammo or armor out of the left and right arm, and also out of the torso and the head. Now, you can make some changes to this if you don't mind losing some legs. You can bring the head up, but honestly, it hasn't been that big of an issue. I think I've been headshot maybe twice out of like 100 matches. No exaggeration. I've done at least 100 matches in this. One weekend, I had 56 kills in this mech alone. 56. That's a number. 56 kills in one weekend. That was during an event play, and I would just taunt people to come after me. It was 2v2 matches and 1v1 matches. Now, if it had been at the Mech Lab factory, whatever, I wouldn't have driven this mech because it's just too reliant on open distance. But on open distance, yeah, absolutely. Medium versus medium, yeah, bring it on. So the big thing that's been changed on this mech is specifically the ammo capacities. The ammo capacities before used to be, I think it was 128, and now it's 82. And what you're going to really see the big differences is when we go down here and take a look into the quirks. So the build as it sets, 45, 58 of 76 in armor, it's not incredible. Heat management 2 of 2, firepower 24, speed 139.3, nothing's really changed. By the way, in reverse, this thing does 92.3 kph. That's pretty intense. That's faster than a lot of medium and light mechs. So when we come down here and go to the quirks and skills together, what we're taking a look at mainly is the fact that the ammo capacity has changed. The ammo capacity originally was let's see here. The original ammo capacity for the ammo on the ATMs was you got with the quirks and the skills together, you're getting 146 before. And now the ammo capacity is 82. So this is with the quirks and skills together, and that's what we're seeing the real big change of. The other thing we're seeing here on the quirks, now it says that the spread has changed. The missile spread, quirks and skills together before the patch was a 5% reduction on missile spread. And the way it's sitting right now, it's also 5%. So I can't really see that there's been maybe a change there. And this is including the quirks associated with it. Maybe that's just the skills being added on top of that. But when we go and look at some of the other things on this build, nothing has really changed all that much on this build. This build is still going to dish out just lots and lots of damage. And the ammo drop is a problem from 1004 to 749 total missiles. That is a problem. But you're still going to be able to do really good damage in this build out on the battlefield. And I should probably do a full build review of this and you know, some of the other changes. But honestly, I don't feel like there's any real changes. But yeah, now getting back to the main subject, I don't feel honestly, with the exceptions of the ammo change, that anything significant has really changed on this mech here. This mech is still deadly as hell, viable as hell. It still has a massive cooldown time of 2.11 seconds. On that, it has a speed of 139.3 forward, 92 and some change in reverse. It has ECM built in. You know, the countermeasures is working really hard on that. The skill tree is working it really well. You know, the full speed tweak engaged, everything on there. And then, of course, you know, the radar deprivation is added on top of that. So the cool time, everything all together, this is still an extremely viable mech. I don't think LB has anything to regret on the changes of this, and I still see people driving these even after the patch. Honestly, I think this is just as viable as it was before. The odds of doing 1500 damage wubs is pretty much in the past, so you might want to give up on that one. But if you think you can still do 1500 damage in this mech, I think you're sadly mistaken. But that being said, I hope everybody likes my content, and I hope to see you on the battlefield sometime. In 3, 2, 1.
Target destroyed.
Here we are at Rubital Oasis doing the after patch test of the ATMs to see how fast they fire and kill this little guy Larry, as I like to call this awesome. And we will be doing the test with a stopwatch to see how fast it gets the kill. And we start in 3, 2, 1. Wow, this is remarkable. I can't honestly believe it. But this got the kill in the same amount of time as the previous did on 418, which is at 225, and then also it says 221 meters. 221 meters without the lock, and then with the lock it's saying 225, which is about the same. Honestly, it doesn't make any difference because it's within that 60 meter to 300 meter optimum without any range quirks or anything. So what we've learned is that the ATM spread change didn't really affect the kill time, at least in regards to this range here at the close quarters ranging. So wow. I tested it before on 418 and at 225 meters, and it had a kill time of 13.77 seconds, and I got the same number almost exactly. The number I actually got was 13.87. So what is that, 1/10 of a second difference? I mean, really, 13.87 versus 13.77. That is pretty damn close. So I don't think that the ATM 3s were really nerfed all that hard, and because they didn't test the ATM 6s, 9s, and 12s, we haven't got a comparison to compare it to. But you're only firing 3 missiles with this setup, so I feel like this is probably a little bit of a marker to show you what the other ones would do as well, because you're only getting 3 missiles on this one. But on the other side of it is maybe the cluster's tighter. But remember, they said that the spread was going to be bigger. They said it was going to go from 3.9 to 4.5, I think it was. And this doesn't feel like the case.